recording? Yes, I am. What up, fam? Welcome to another episode of Sitting on a Stoop, and it's been a minute since I've been here. Sorry about that. It's been super busy this past week. I haven't really been uploading anything. I think the last video I posted was Break My Wallet, which was last Friday. It's Tuesday, and I haven't even worked on anything. Well, I've filmed some stuff, but I really haven't put anything out. The reason why is because I've just been super busy. It's election time, and for those of you who work for the post office, you guys understand. For those of you that don't, there's a lot of mail coming to your mailboxes, and it's mainly political things and all the mail-in ballots and all the books that you guys need to know about what you're voting for, all that stuff. Every house gets a bunch. It's really, for every registered voter you have in a household, you get a book. So imagine if you have 1,000 houses to deliver, or over 2,000 families that you're delivering to, how much mail a carrier has to carry for that day. And every day I've been working way past 12 hours. Well, at least I'm racking up serious double time, but I've just been super tired and it's been really draining. And I really have been making video content to the back burner because, my family comes first. I want to spend as much time with my kids and my wife. So I've dedicated any energy that I have left to them for the past couple days. That being said, a lot has happened in the past couple weeks. Speaking of political, this is where we're at right now. I can't wait till this election's over. At this point, I just want it over already. November can't come any sooner. And right after that, we have holiday. So I really just can't wait till January when things kind of slow down and I can kind of take my time while I work instead of having to carry so much crap. This is pretty much what it's going to be kind of focused on just for the beginning portion of this segment. I need a beer. Let me go get a beer. There we go. Salud. That beer is duly needed. I don't have to go to work tomorrow, which is great. My wife and I are going to celebrate our 5-year wedding anniversary. Every year we kind of go to our wedding venue and spend the day up in that valley. It's an apple orchard area. So we just kind of spend our time over there and, we make a day trip out of it. It's my only day off this week. I'm actually filming this at 2 o'clock in the morning right now. Put the kids to sleep, took a little nap, and then I woke up to do this. Oh, that's right, political stuff. I know a lot of you have been kind of bombarded with political mail, political posts, advertisement, and I know a lot of you are probably sick of it. And there's a lot of things going on this year. Already sucks enough as it is. There are a lot of hot issues on the table, a lot of uncertainty, and it's pretty scary. I know it's a lot. It's a lot to take in, and then there's a lot to understand. Not only just the top head honcho deal, but locally and the propositions within our states. There's a lot of things that we all have to kind of pay attention to and project our energy to choosing the right thing that is best for society, and not only that, ourselves. I will say, as I've gotten older, my political views have kind of changed from one point to another. I honestly don't have a political affiliation to a party. I am a nonpartisan. I usually vote independent. I'm not gonna lie, last time I voted, it wasn't for Trump. In fact, I didn't even vote Democrat either. I went independent. Before that, I voted for Obama. The time before that, I voted for Obama. The time before that, I wasn't old enough to vote. Bush won. And I remember that very clearly. I was in boot camp and the drill instructor came in. I graduated as a 17-year-old Marine, so I wasn't even allowed to vote when I joined the service, because once I joined the military, you become severed from becoming independent for, your parents. So you're just still not old enough to vote, which is kind of weird. I remember the drill instructor coming in and saying, "Hey, guess what? You guys are all going to Iraq." Bush won. I'm like, oh, well, that's what I wanted to do anyway, so it really didn't matter. But when I was able to vote again, it was for Obama, and then it was Obama again, and then I already knew the person I voted for last time wasn't going to win because it wasn't Democrat, it was Republican. And that's just where we're at right now. We're in a two-party system, and it's not really going to go anywhere. So who am I going to vote for this time? I really don't know. I'm conflicted. I want to vote independent again. I'm both happy and not happy with our leadership right now, based on a few things, actually based on a lot of things. But in the end, when you guys saw that debate, it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed watching that. These are the two people that we currently have to run our country. It was a joke. I can't. It's just this is what we have in front of us. And then now President Trump has COVID. I don't know if that's a convenience. Campaign-wise, it's very smart. It prevents him from having to debate Biden again. And which is funny because no matter what side you are on, you're gonna think that your political leader for your party won. If you are a Trump supporter in that debate, you think Trump won because he always had every single word in. If you were a Biden supporter, you think Biden won because he kind of almost kept his cool and he didn't make an ass out of himself. Ultimately, that wasn't a debate. I got nothing out of it. I didn't know where each party stood. I don't know where each candidate stands. It was really informative and it was stupid. So I'm kind of disappointed that there isn't going to be one anytime soon. I am looking forward to at least the vice president debate. I hope they could at least project what their parties are standing for because I got nothing out of the presidential debate. Does the president really have COVID? Because I don't know. He's obviously not taking it super seriously, but he is. I can't believe everybody in the White House now has COVID. Baffling. Like I said, I don't know if it's convenient to kind of get himself into the media forefront because top trending thing right now is President Trump has COVID, which completely demolishes anything in advertisement and trending online right now. So whatever Biden had to say about him pretty much went the other way because now everybody's supporting Trump just to get better, right? It's smart. Is Trump doing this to say that COVID is not a big deal, or is he doing it because he's trying to remove the Democratic Party from having a voice by being the top story for the time being? Is he getting himself out of all these debates? Like, what is it? And for him to say that COVID is, not a big deal, not to be afraid of it. I don't know, there's thousands of people who are currently unable to work because of this virus. And thousands of people who have lost a family member or a friend to this virus. I'm not saying that isolation is the best thing. I'm not saying that we should be closing everything down. That's not what I'm saying. But to take this virus lightly is irresponsible. That being said, I don't want to dive into that. It's already pissed me off enough as it is. It's just sad to see where this is going. And not only that, politically, there are other things that it's not even being covered. The whole Armenian Azerbaijan conflict that's happening right now. I guarantee a lot of you who are watching this don't understand what that is or not even notice that it was going on because the media is not covering it and it sucks. I come from Glendale, California, which is primarily where a lot of Armenians live. And for those of you that don't know, there was an Armenian genocide over a century ago. And how I know this is because, well, I have a lot of friends who are Armenian, and every year around my wife's birthday is Armenian genocide remembrance. They protest to the Turkey embassy. I feel for them because that whole group of people, they can't even get the acknowledgement that the genocide happened because Turkey doesn't acknowledge it. Turkey says it never happened and killed millions of people. I don't know how you can deny that. And the thing that kind of sucks is that Turkey is an ally of the United States, so our own US government won't even acknowledge the Armenian genocide. And I feel for that. And now we're at a position where we're watching this unfold rarely in media. We have to go outside US media to kind of see what the hell's going on. And for those of you that don't know, Azerbaijan and Armenia, they're two countries that are literally right smack next to each other. And they've had a conflict for a long time after the Soviet Union fell. But if you look at who's siding with who, you have Russia supplying both sides, you have the United States supplying one side, you have Israel supplying one side, you have Turkey really supporting Azerbaijan because ultimately they want Armenia to disappear. Billions are being killed, and that is a no-go. I mean, both sides have tried ceasefires before and they rarely work. And it sucks because the US won't cover it. Why is that? Why won't we cover this? So I'm watching this on BBC News. I don't see anything being posted in our own media sources. I don't see it anywhere, and it sucks. And like I said, I have a lot of friends who are Armenian. I mean, look, come on. If you guys don't know what Armenians are, look at Kim Kardashian. She's half Armenian. I'm surprised she's not blowing this up. It's really sad to see that what we're focused on right now is the president has COVID. Yay. It's serious bullshit. We're in a world right now where there are a lot of sensitive issues, and all I see all over social media, all over news outlets is divide. There's a divide. There's no cohesiveness. There's no sense of agreement with certain issues. It's seriously you versus me everywhere. You can't say that. You can say this. acknowledge that, but don't acknowledge this. It sucks, and this is not a way to end 2020. We should technically be trying to end 2020 with a good note. And right now, this year fucking sucks. The only thing that's really good in my life right now is my wife, my family, my friends. Can't say that for everybody. There's a lot of people who are hurting right now, and I feel for all of them. Why do I keep going to a dark place? Beer time. So yeah, I'm not saying silent about it. This is my way of projecting to the world that I acknowledge the Armenian conflict right now, and I support my friends who are trying to do the good fight, trying to protect their people. I don't know if this conflict's going to end anytime soon. That being said, I don't want to focus this episode on an entirely negative light. I mean, this past 4 episodes, 5 episodes now, pretty dark, and it's not my intention. It's just where I'm going. I mean, like I said, we're sitting on a stoop, right? We're just talking, what what's going on in the world today. I need to clean my office because Ezra's been destroying this place. Like, the city's in disarray. I haven't even touched that. I need to mess with my city some more. I've been doing a really good job not buying a single Lego set or even third party like Brickmania. I've been tempted to buy, as some sets from Brickmania, Brick Veteran, Citizen Brick, Eclipse Graphics, even Minifig Co., which for some reason, if you don't know, they blocked me on social media, which is kind of BS. I have an order or I've been waiting on. It's already been like almost 2 months now, and it still says the order still says package waiting for pickup. To those words, it's like something like they made the shipping label and USPS is waiting to pick that up because it's not ready yet. So shipping label was created, but there was no movement between the seller and the post office. And I've already emailed them a couple times and I've gotten zero responses, which is very bad in a customer service aspect. You're ignoring your customers. I'll give them a few chances to kind of respond to me, because if not, I'm gonna have one hell of a rant video because they just took $80 from me and won't even acknowledge my existence, which sucks because I made multiple orders and I've gotten 3 of them already. One more being coming in, not to include the one that they are currently sitting on. That being said, I have not purchased anything from Lego.com or anywhere else, or even, no, I took that back. I got this for Ezra. It's the, one of the Jurassic World sets, Indominus Rex one. Mainly for the Indominus Rex and the Ankylosaurus. He really wanted those dinosaurs. He didn't shut up about it, so I kind of had him earn that to me to buy that. I mean, this is not mine. This set is completely his. I hadn't even touched it. It's for him to play with. Ezra's getting really good now with building things, which is pretty cool. I'm really proud of that he's only 3 and some change, and he's building Lego. I mean, he's not really using instruction or anything like that. He's just kind of building from his own mind. And for something like this, I'll build it if he really wants to. I just have to be careful now because now Luna's crawling all over the house, so Lego literally has to be in the office or out of reach from her. To my left, I have a pile of Lego sets that Ezra's taken out from the city, which they've gotten to the point where they're no longer salvageable. So they're going to get taken apart and just put in my parts collection. So I have like a couple cars, some hidden size stuff, trucks, helicopters. They're just going to get thrown into the bins for later usage one day, I guess, if I really wanted to use them. But I have a lot of sets that I could probably deal with if I really wanted to. And I still gotta do my LCAC review, which is just sitting there. I'm sorry, Brickman, if you're watching this, my bad. I gotta do that video. Sorry. It's been a very busy couple weeks, and I'm sorry that this video has taken this long to get to this point. I do plan on getting a few new things. Like, I do want to get Diagon Alley. I could definitely use that in my city behind me to do the facades on the bottom level because I have the space for it. And I really need to fill in that brown behind me because it's bothering me. I have a friend that's creating this backdrop of rocks, so you can kind of get the illusion of an actual mountain behind it as opposed to just a shelf. Because someone posted somewhere in my comments and they were like, "You should do a city with all those modulars." I'm like, okay, I have a city. That being said, I really want to get back into making city videos because it's something that I started to do at the beginning of this channel, and I want to get back into because it's just fun. And so that's where pretty much I came from, as a city builder. That's what got me into Lego to begin with. So I'm probably going to get back into doing that. I know I said that a billion times, but I really, really do now. And I gotta clean this room. There's just so much crap everywhere. My backlog's overflowing. My displays could probably get cleaned and dismantled. I guess I got a lot of extra promo sets I'm just looking at. I should probably sell or give it away to friends. A lot that I got while I was working for Lego, so I don't really have an attachment to any of that. I have things I gotta do for Mr. Kevin Hinkle. Been pretty difficult because I leave really early in the morning and I come back really late at night, so that I'm missing daylight. If you don't see my Instagram, that's, he wants that with his stickers, and I need natural daylight while I'm at home to be able to do that. And it's been rather difficult. And the time that I have home, it's a split second that's been dominated by just spending time with my family. Tomorrow, like I said, I'm off. The whole family, we're going to go to where we got married. And that's our whole day. And then the day after I go to back, I go back to work. I'm having difficulty finding time. What's interesting today, though, while I was on my route, a woman, as I was doing a mounted route, that means, like, a mounted route is, I'm driving, drop mail into a mailbox, drive to the other mailbox, drop, like, that's mounted, right? I'm driving, not walking. So I'm doing a mounted route, and usually these neighborhoods with, mailboxes on the sidewalk or on streets, you're not supposed to park in front of those mailboxes until like it's dark, because otherwise the truck has to, park further up or further back, and the mailman has to get out, walk to it, and drop off the mail, or double park, get out, and it's dangerous, just because those LOVs are not really reliable, and they tend to roll on their own when you get out of the vehicle. So, anyways, this woman parked in front of me, and I had to be like, okay, so I had to park, get out, and she saw my Marine mask. She asked me where I got the mask. Well, one of the carriers made it for me. She's like, my boyfriend's a Marine, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, cool. When was he in? Side note, if you ever say you're a Marine or you're in the service, you're going to get tested. Oh, no, I hear Luna. Be right back. Yeah. Oh, Luna woke up. Sorry. Had to play dad mode for a second. What was I? If you're a veteran, we're going to test you, because if you were to tell me, hey, I served in the Army, I'm going to be like, okay. Who were you with? What unit were you with? What was your MOS? What was your job? You're gonna get questions like that, especially if you're a Marine and I'm a Marine. I'm gonna be like, okay, so who are you with? I'm gonna hit you up like you were in the streets, just because I need to know if you're legit or not, because we can definitely tell if you're faking it. It's called stolen valor. And ultimately, we just, we want to bond. And that's usually the first question you get, is if you're a Marine, you're gonna be like, who you with? And I'll be like, oh, I was with 311, I was with 514, I was with 11, I was with 15, I was with 2nd LAR. And then once you get that, you can be like, oh, okay, cool. Who was your MOS? When were you in? Blah, 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 blah. Because you never know. We might know somebody that you served with, which is always a cool thing to see. And these are the questions that I was giving her, like, oh, who was he with? When was he in? She was like, I don't know, but he was in from this time, this time. And found out was that we served around the same time. We both were in Iraq around the same time. So I might have met her boyfriend at a given point. And the Marine Corps is very small. At any given time, there's only around 180 to 240,000 of us. Not like the Army or Air Force, when there's like a million of, a soldier or sailor at any given time. The Marines are very small. That's why they call it the Marine Corps. There's only one Corps, while the Army has like 9. After we got those lines of questionings, it kind of got to the point where, she found out that I was a biker, because she told me that her boyfriend joined this motorcycle club that he's trying to prospect for. And then that kind of got me to kind of speak about me being a part of that life, and understanding that what he's doing is, taking a lot of his time, especially because he's trying to prospect to get into this specific club. And in the end, she was just pretty much begging for knowledge about how to find balance with your family, and more like being a biker, being a vet, and how come he shuts down, doesn't tell her everything. And I told her it's a hard thing, and it's not easy to be a spouse of someone who's been to combat. And not only that, being a biker in a motorcycle community, or in the motorcycle world, club world, it takes a lot of time. There's a lot of secrecy. So she's going to have to learn how to accept that. In the end of the day, the key to any successful relationship is communication. And he doesn't have to tell her everything, but he needs to tell her everything. What's the best way to explain that? I mean, there are certain things that I won't tell my wife that's happened to me overseas. I will never tell her. Like, I would have to get pissed drunk or really drugged up for me to say even a piece of that. It's not that I'm trying to hide that from her. It's just I'm trying to protect her from those imageries about things that I've witnessed or done. And I don't want her to know that. And any vet would probably do the same thing. And I try to explain that. But still, that burden, though, of having that within someone's mind, it's easier for us to push it out to someone who understands. And a lot of people in the motorcycle community, they were vets too. And it's easier for us to vent our frustrations or things like that to them, where it's safer, where they can handle it, or there's a sense of understanding than, the regular civilian population, to include our own families. And that's the reason why a lot of veterans go join these motorcycle clubs, is because there's a sense of camaraderie that you can't really get anywhere else. And one of the things that I tried to tell her was, it wasn't easy for my wife. It still isn't. And I shut down technically on medication to deal with what I have to do. So like that Marine's in the same boat, but she was really adamant about finding a solution to their issues. And I told her like at the end of the day, you're gonna have to be stronger than him if you want it to work. I think about my own wife. I've never found like a more stronger woman than her and my own mother to deal with what I do while I was overseas fighting, while I do this whole motorcycle club thing, while I, venture out to do what I want to do. She supports it 100%, and I love her for that. And hopefully that Marine finds a balance, because that's, it's a hard thing right now. It's finding balance in anything we all do. That being said, I hope 2020 ends with a good note. It's not like 2021 is going to be that much better like when January 1st hits, but maybe something good might happen, because so far this sucks. Well, I appreciate you guys coming all the way to the end of this video. If you stuck around that long, let me know if you appreciate what I'm doing here, if you like what I'm doing here, if you want more of this kind of face-to-face content. So if you made it with me all the way to the end of this video, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, like, comment, subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next Sitting on Stoop. All right, guys. Peace.